All right, so distributive property. I'll get right to it. So let's look at number one, the formula that's going on here. When we have a question like this, A times B plus C, distributive property tells us to take this guy on the outside and distribute him to each letter or term on the inside. So in that case, when we use distributive property, you're multiplying. So we do A times B, like we have here, and then plus A times C, like we have right here. So that's all we're doing in the distributive property, is we are taking the term on the outside and multiplying him to each term on the inside. But make sure you hold on to this plus sign, because that's important. You will need that. So A times B plus A times C. So for best way to go about it is, let's look at the problem here. So we're going to do the same thing we did for A, for number one. We're going to take the guy on the outside, which is our 5, and we're going to distribute him to each term. So we're going to have 5 times 2. Don't forget our plus sign. Plus 5 times 5. Because, like I said before, we're taking our guy on the outside and distributing him to each term in the parentheses. So, as we know, 5 times 2, that will give us 10. Bring down our plus sign. And then we have 5 times 5, which is 25. So that would be step 1. This is step 2. And step 3 now is 10 plus 25 will give us 35. So that's our final answer there. So like I said, the distributive property, take the term on the outside and distribute him to each term inside the parenthesis. Alrighty, so number 3. Let's take our 2 and we're going to distribute him to each term. Use a different color. Let's mix it up. 2 times 4, and then bring our 2 all the way over to our 2 over here. But in this case, now we have a minus sign, so let's see what happens here. So we have 2 times 4, because when we distribute, we are multiplying, minus 2 times 2. So let's see what we got here. 2 times 4 minus 2 times 2. Well, 2 times 4 will give us 8. Bring down our minus sign. 2 times 2 right here will give us 4. So step 1, step 2, and now step 3 is 8 minus 4, which is 4. So that is our final answer. I'll draw some arrows to that. Sound good? So nothing crazy. So just 3 steps. And they're all the same, so they ain't changing. All right, last one. Take our 2, distribute him to each term. So we have what? Let's see, 2 times the 10. Don't forget our plus sign. Plus 2 times 4. Now, when you're doing these, I definitely recommend draw your arrows. So draw your lines from each term to each term. It'll make the process easier. You know what you're doing off the bat. So now let's see. We have 2 times 10, which is 20. Make sure you bring down your plus sign. And then we have 2 times 4, which is 8. So that's step 2. Lastly now, step 3. We have 20 plus 8, which will give us a grand total of 28. And that's going to do our notes on distributive property. Pretty straightforward, to the point. Get your formula up here for number 1. Use it, draw your